Hi guys, it is Mandy from Mandyleeplays. In this video, I'm discussing something else that came out of that Nintendo Direct, but this time it has to do with the HD-2D graphics and aesthetic. For this video, I'm going to discuss both sides and seeing why it's becoming a hot button issue when it comes to this specific graphical style. But before I get into the video, if you end up liking it, then please hit that like button and please consider subscribing if you like content like this and many more on my channel. I'm trying to get to 10k by the end of the year, and guys, we are like halfway there, so I hope we could do it. So with all that preamble said, let's get into the meat of the video. As for me, I am in love with the HD-2D game aesthetic. It's one of those art styles that perfectly bridges the gap between modern games and older classic games in a way that makes it iconic, being faithful to the classical games while still having a lot of modern conveniences. It may not be like jaw-dropping realistic graphics, but I think that's the beauty in this art style. It offers a fresh and unique take that we haven't been seeing a lot nowadays. Usually games are 3D, realistic, or cartoon realistic. We don't get a lot of styles nowadays, but with the HD-2D graphical style, it's something new and refreshing. Well, to me at least. And I feel like this art style perfectly encapsulates the whole simple is better mantra, and it does a really good job with that mantra. Now you might be wondering, I'm probably glazing the heck out of the art style, and you're just like, okay, what's the point of this video? Well, my opinion is not the only opinion, and recently I've been seeing a lot of pushback when it comes to the 2D HD style for a lot of reasons. But before we get into that, I need to define what exactly is this HD-2D graphic style. I know most of you know what it is, but there are some people who might not know. And get ready to hear HD-2D or 2D HD a lot in this video. Anyways, the HD-2D aesthetic is a visual style popularized by Square Enix with games like Octopath Traveler. It's essentially a mix of retro pixel art and modern graphical effects, blending the charm of old school 16-bit games with the polish of modern technology. The 2D part is the characters, enemies, and many objects that are drawn in pixel art, just like you would see in a classic SNES era JRPG. The HD part is in the environment's use of 3D models, realistic lighting, depth of field, bloom, and particle effects. And the results look like a diorama, kind of like one of those pop-out storybooks, and it's just so beautiful. You get the nostalgia of the 1990s RPGs, but with a level of visual flair that really wasn't possible back then. We've seen multiple games get remade using this art style. For example, Dragon Quest III looks better than ever while it still has the essence of Dragon Quest III. Again, this is all subjective, but I feel like the HD 2D graphics are just perfect for games like these. So I do have Live a Live, but it's unfortunately a digital game. I know, boo. But the same does go to Live a Live and Star Ocean. Actually, I do have Star Ocean. It's not in my immediate grabbing area. But again, the point still stands with Star Ocean Second Story Art. That game wouldn't have been possible if they had to redo the whole game from the ground up with 3D models and stuff, nor it wouldn't have seen the light of day because Star Ocean is not the most popular game. So I don't think Square Enix is gonna invest to make it into another Final Fantasy VII remake. Alrighty, now that we've gone over what an HD 2D game is, let's start with the arguments that I've been seeing since that Nintendo Direct happened. And by no means was it a volatile argument on Twitter, but there are points that I feel like most people are not really thinking about when it comes to this art style. This controversy kind of came out of left field for me, mainly because I didn't know that people actually didn't like the style. I mean, I remember when Octopath Traveler came out, the first one, and everybody was glazing how pretty it looks. Fast forward to now, a lot of people are just like, another one, basically. And I know a lot of people like to post things to be a contrarian or to piss people off. If you had to deal with anybody in the Nintendo fanboy or fangirl realm, you will see that a lot. But anyways, I'm not here to talk about fanboys. If you want me to do a video on fanboys, please let me know. But jokes aside, one of the points that has a lot of people really not liking the aesthetic is that there's a lot of them and they feel like it's oversaturated, and that we've been seeing a lot of HD 2D games come out within a short time. And in this point, I could actually agree. Yes, we've been seeing a lot of these games using the aesthetic, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. So I googled a list of the HD 2D games that we have, and so far we have about
7
give or take. And this one isn't out yet. This one actually comes next year, and that is The Adventures of Elliot. This was one of the ones that were debuted in the Nintendo Direct, and also Octopath Traveler 0. So there is merit to what people are saying, that it might feel oversaturated. And it's funny because I don't think it would have been a problem if they just announced one, but they announced two. And apparently two is too many for some people. But it's not just about whether you like the aesthetic or not. There's a more practical reason on why we've been seeing them more and more. And it all comes down to it's cheaper to produce and it's faster to produce. Not every game could get the Final Fantasy VII treatment, and it would be very costly to have a lot of these remakes be like that. So I feel like this art style is not only beautiful, it is also an avenue to get remakes for a lot of the classic games. Now, don't get me twisted, I don't want every remake to be in that style. I think that would be too much. But what I am saying is, speaking more practically, it does make sense. So the whole HD-2D route is a bit on the cheaper side, while still being very beautiful. There is room for every art style in gaming, and just because it's faster to make doesn't mean it's gonna be good for every game. It's just really good for a specific type of game, especially if it came out for the SNES. And here's one of my unpopular opinions. I think Final Fantasy VI should be remade in the HD-2D graphic style. I know that might bother a lot of people, but think about it for a second. It came out for the SNES, and it will look fantastic with the HD-2D pixel art. Because keep in mind, Final Fantasy VI was never really meant to be a 3D style game. It was meant to be a pixel style game. And you're gonna hate me even more, but also Chrono Trigger, I feel will do fantastic with the art style. So this point has a lot of perspectives, and I can really only share mine, and I don't really think it's that big of a problem. Mind you, I love the art style, so I think I'm kind of biased. And I do want to acknowledge that, yeah, maybe they should really slow it down with production and not release a lot of them back to back. I feel like if they spaced it out, more people will be more warmer to the art style. Because not gonna lie, we are living in a gaming market where if something is really good and successful, they would milk the heck out of it, and it sometimes gets a lot of people fatigued. I am still fatigued with open world games to this day. Another point which I'm kinda sympathetic to is why not just make it 3D? Not gonna lie, I would have loved to see Octopath Traveler with 3D models instead of the whole pixelated thing, mainly because outside of the game, the art style is gorgeous. It is beautiful. So yeah, part of me wished that maybe we could have a 3D version of Octopath Traveler, but then that thought quickly leaves because I don't think the game would have been the game it is without the HD 2D style. It's what really made it stand out. I feel like if it went 3D, it would lose a lot of its essence that made it special. A good example of this effect backfiring is the Pokemon games. How many of you guys really love the pixelate art style of Pokemon? I know I do. It's peak Pokemon, and that's the Pokemon I fell in love with. But once they transitioned to 3D, a lot of the essence and feel, especially when it comes to the Pokemon, just went away. Also, sorry to bring Pokemon back in, it was just a really good example. And a more realistic point is it's expensive and it takes long to produce. So all in all the arguments I've seen from Twitter and other platforms, I do get why some people are a little bit fatigued about it. My advice to you is don't play it when it comes out, just wait a bit until you're in the mood for those type of games. And not all HD 2D games are built the same. Heck, I really did not enjoy Triangle Strategy. It was one of my most disappointing games in 2023, I think it came out. So yeah, I'm not in love with all the things that are HD 2D. Sometimes I just don't like the game. As of the recording of this video, the Nintendo Game Keycard, the Partner Direct has come and gone. And in that Direct, we got confirmation of 2 more HD 2D games. I've mentioned this earlier, but they are Octopath Traveler 0, which I am very excited for. Like guys, I am really excited. But unfortunately, we can't have nice things, and it was revealed that it's a key card for the Switch too. But at least it's getting a PlayStation 5 version. And the second game is The Adventures of Elliot, which is looking really good. I did play the demo and I enjoyed it quite a bit. It plays a lot like the Legend of Zelda games, which is cool, and it's the first HD-2D style game that's an action RPG. So previously they're known for their turn-based RPGs and tactical RPGs, but now we can add action RPGs to the mix. So let's wrap this up with a nice bow. Is there too many HD-2D games? My answer is no. To me, it doesn't feel oversaturated, but again, that's just my POV. Everybody else's POV is very subjective, especially when it comes to art styles. So that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, would appreciate it. And if you like this video or any of my other videos on the channel, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 10k by the end of the year, and guess what guys, we are already halfway there, so I think we could do it, or I'm hoping we could do it. Oh, and by the way, if you made it this far, thank you so much for my support on my previous videos regarding key cards. I was so nervous making it, mainly because I didn't know if I was gonna get flack over it. Not because I don't believe in what I'm saying, but because the discussion over it is very volatile. So I was pretty nervous, but thank you guys for all the support and feedback. Yeah, there were people who were not the nicest, but overall it was a very positive experience, and I'm just glad I got to say my 2 cents and put the word out that yeah, these key cards are probably not the way to go. So thank you guys so much. Please tell me your thoughts about this 2D HD graphics. Is it too oversaturated? Is it not your thing? I would love to hear your comments on that. So without further ado, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, play a good game. Peace.